Okay, I thought I'd share an effective middle splits workout. This is something I worked a little bit on in my last block of training, and I found it was quite a useful little circuit. So it's only 3 exercises, which I completed for 3 rounds, and this was at the start of like a handstand session, so just getting the hips mobile before some straddle handstands. And this was the little circuit that I completed. So A1 is a quadrupedal adductor rock. So leg out to the side, locking the knee by contracting the quad and just pushing the foot out so it's square with the hips, and then just rocking backwards and forwards and starting to feel a stretch in that adductor. You can rock on the hands or you can drop down to the elbows, and the objective is to try and keep a slight anterior tilt in the pelvis so you feel a stretch. So I was doing about 10 rocks plus 15 seconds sort of isometric hold at the end of that 10 rocks. With 0 rest, I'd move into A2 on the same leg, which is a quadrupedal leg lift, straight leg. So it's 5 reps here, where you're trying to keep the hips level and you're lifting the leg up, so abducting the hips and holding that top position. So it's an active contraction in the glute, holding that top position for 5 seconds, then slowly bringing the foot back down, slight rest. I generally rock it out a little bit and then go for the next rep. So do 5 reps on the leg. Then we'll switch sides and repeat A1 and A2 on the opposite leg. This is a great way to activate the muscles of the hips and the glutes for pulling the legs apart. So in the middle splits, obviously we need to try and stretch the inner thigh, the adductors, but at the same time you want to be strengthening the outer thigh. So those glutes are going to be nice and strong from doing this leg lift, and we've stretched the adductors to help increase the range of motion there. So lengthening the adductors in the rock and then using that glute to contract and lift the leg as high as we can. Resist the urge to tilt or twist the pelvis. You've got to keep the pelvis level. If this is too difficult, you can actually do this as a bent knee exercise. Sometimes it's called the pissing dog. So you can bend the knee and lift it up, and obviously it shortens the lever length and makes the exercise a little bit easier. Okay, A3 is then just middle splits walkouts. So I've got a P-bar there that I can use just for assistance to help me get in and out. I'll move into my sort of horse stance squat first of all, because it helps to set that pelvis into a slight anterior tilt. And then I can walk the feet out into my middle splits. And what I was doing is I'm doing 3 reps where I'm walking out and just holding for 10 seconds there. And while I'm holding, I'm really trying to think about pushing my legs into the floor. So can I reach the outside of the foot to the floor? And I imagine my legs are longer than they actually are. Like I'm pushing my legs down into the floor, and this seems to help me sink deeper into that stretch while maintaining that anterior pelvic tilt. So 3 reps, walk out, hold 10 seconds, use the hands to assist, come back in, walk back out, hold for 10 seconds, come back in, walk out, hold for 10 seconds, come back in. And then on the 4th rep, what I'm doing is I'm walking out, taking the hands off the assistance and just holding that middle splits for 30 seconds. So it's like I'm warming up and preparing the muscles, and then I'm getting into that stretch and holding it for 30 seconds at that end range of motion there. Again, I think this works really well as like a triplet. You're doing a bit of stretching, you're doing a bit of strengthening, and then we're moving back to the stretching, but we're also trying to combine what we did in A1 and A2 and feel that same sort of thing with active glutes, pulling the legs apart in that middle splits. Definitely after 3 rounds, you will start to feel that you're definitely sinking deeper into that middle splits. I've obviously got a long way to go, still working on my middle splits, but I find this is an effective little circuit. And I hope you can give it a shot and let me know what you think.